Lost on Lost Season 2, baby!
Hell yeah!
We've watched Seasons 1, 2, and 3 of Lost, and we've learned a lot.
Did we?
And we've learned to love Jack, Kate, Sawyer, Boone, and Claire.
Did we?
But now it's time for Seasons 4, 5, and 6.
That's right, we're still going to talk about the mysteries and mythologies of the island.
And obviously hot tropical hookups.
But now we're going to talk about things like the freighter,
The Others,
Charles Widmore,
The Lighthouse,
time travel,
9/11,
Ronald Reagan,
the Catholic Church,
Titus,
Gold Chains,
the military-industrial complex,
the Prison Industrial Complex,
the Void,
The Orb,
and so much more.
So strap on and strap down, because if you thought last season was confusing,
This is going to be so much worse. Or better if you like being lost on Lost. Strap on?
you heard me.
Ooh, welcome everybody to Lost on Lost. Hey, I'm JP Russell, and I'm joined by a man who's always happy to be in the waiting room with a pregnant woman, Adam Boucher.
That's me, baby, and could have happened. Who knows? You can't tell just by looking.
Yeah. And you've done your fair share of looking.
Sometimes you can.
Adam,
What?
speaking of looking,
No, yeah.
we're joined by a guest who,
Oh, yeah.
against all odds, I think is somehow getting younger
Yeah,
compared to us.
yeah, absolutely. It's like I'm wondering where all my hair is going. It's right to his head.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show, Jake Mandel.
Thank you. Thank you for having me back.
Thanks for coming back.
Before we go any further, though, we got to get the Archie versus Predator update from JP. You finished reading it.
Yeah.
We're here post Jughead.
Yeah.
You read Archie versus Predator because you didn't know that Jughead was based on Archie Comics character Jughead Jones.
It's bad. It's not good.
Does everybody make it out?
No.
Okay.
Jughead dies. Spoiler alert. Hey, fast forward to 6 seconds into the podcast if you want a spoiler-free version.
Yeah, we'll put a spoiler alert there. Yeah, JP's about to spoil the end of Jughead or fucking whatever.
Yeah. Jughead versus what? Abbott and Costello meets the Predator.
I was gonna say Jughead versus JP's attention span. I mean Archie versus Predator.
Yeah, they're gonna have to fucking try harder. Jake, the last time we had you on the show, we were just talking, was for the special emergency edition of the podcast Fallout episode.
Yes.
And Adam still hasn't finished.
Yeah, we just found out that Adam we couldn't convince him, even though we were so excited about it.
I fucking loved what I watched.
Yeah, that was almost a year ago, and I'm kind of having a hard time remembering it because I'm almost 40, so
Yeah.
I know it was good.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to another season.
Yeah, I remember very much enjoying it.
Maybe I'll binge it before the second one comes out, and then take a year to watch the second season as well.
Perfect. It's kind of like us making this podcast.
Hey.
Jake, what have you been up to, man? What have you been watching since Fallout?
Well, all your guests definitely on the Severance train.
Yep.
Can't talk about that much because it's all spoilery, but loved it. Super good. I did watch, they remastered Stop Making Sense.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
All the music they remixed from like the original masters and everything. It sounds fucking awesome.
Nice.
It looks amazing.
Hey, do you guys want to talk about Lost?
Sure.
Hell yeah.
Adam, what are we talking about today?
Excellent question. Today we are talking about Season 4, Episode 7, Ji Yeon. Ji Yeon originally aired on March 13th, 2008. It was written by Edward Kitsis and Adam Horowitz and directed by Stephen Samel. It took place on days 95 and 96 after the crash of Oceanic Flight 815. Our central characters are Jin and Sun. JP,
Yeah,
got a recap?
sure do.
Give her.
Oh, this talk about Sun being pregnant sure is making me thirsty. On the island, it's baby mama drama. Juliet and Sun argue over a boy. More specifically, whether Sun and Jin should go to Locke's camp or try to escape the island. They were having such a good time on the island. They were considering, extending their stay for another couple of weeks.
Sure.
On the freighter, meet cutes, lima beans, and life-terminating cabin fever. In the flash forward, Sun delivers a bald baby. Oh my god, it must be Jay Lee's baby. And Jin has a baby's day out adventure with a stuffed panda, and honestly, it's kind of cute. Hey, Michael, I really need you to clean the room. Like, no, Jesus Christ, dude, you have got to get to the room. Let's get into Ji Yeon here on Lost on Lost.
Yeah, no joke. Turn down service is supposed to be at 10 a.m. for the incoming guests. Holy fuck.
He doesn't take the luggage.
That's right.
He doesn't clean the room with the blood in it. He is not going to get asked back for another voyage.
Yeah.
Why can't they have the lady with the chains room?
Yeah.
That's a great question. Great question. It's vacant.
All right. Hey, we're wrapping up. Thanks for tuning in for another episode here of Lost on Lost.
Yep. See you next year, everybody.
Episode opens on the freighter. Kimi and Frank are having a conversation. Kimi tells Frank to be ready. They gotta go back to the island. They gotta find Ben. That's why the mercenaries are there. That's why the freighter at large is there. Whatever. Inside the freighter, Regina, played by Zoe Bell. Welcome to the show, Zoe Bell. This is her first on-camera appearance. We only heard her voice. So here she is on camera.
That's right. Yeah. She was like on the radio or something, right?
Yeah. She's guarding Desmond and Saeed's room. Frank comes down and he's like, "Hey, Regina, what's going on?" And she's like, "Oh, just hanging out, reading my book." And he's like, "That shit's upside down."
Is that why my story graph streak isn't working? Because I'm reading backwards?
Yeah, she seems pretty upset to see that. And she's like, whatever. And he's like, "I'm going to give him some food." And she lets him in. They're in there. They're just kind of chilling, whatever.
Can I take a second stab at that book joke?
Absolutely.
She's reading the book upside down. What is she, Carter?
Saeed and Desmond are there. They've been here for a little while, whatever. Frank.
Kicking it.
Yeah. Frank brings in, he's like, "Hey, blah, blah, blah. Here's some fucking food." Gives him cans of lima beans.
I don't think I've ever just had a plain ass lima bean. Like I don't know what that tastes like.
Not good.
No?
I will say this whole boat grimy AF.
Oh,
Yeah,
I mean,
dude.
Well, they got one janitor and he sucks at it.
Yeah, well, that's true. But doesn't Charles have some more money to get, like, just charter or buy whatever a nicer boat?
Yeah.
These guys seem miserable.
Put a little money into it.
Yeah, we've seen Charles cut some corners before. Like his office isn't really that nice.
That's true.
He's really lacking in private security. Like his suit looks like it's off the rack, you know. And
That's
it's
true,
like,
actually.
I think he spent all the money on the 125 dead bodies.
I was gonna say, spends a lot of money on corpses and scotch, and that's that eats up a lot of your liquidity. So Saeed's like, "I still want to talk to the captain," and Frank's like, "No, you don't."
But even before that, he's like, yeah, they're a little mad at you. Like, we had nothing to do with Minkowski's death. And he's like, "Oh, we don't give a fuck about Minkowski. You know what? Before you mentioned his name, forgot he was ever on the ship. My bad. You're off the hook."
Yeah, things are weird here, man. Like, Frank warns them not to talk to the captain. They don't care that Minkowski's dead. Regina forgot how to read. Everything's real weird and dirty.
Something about like, "Oh, well, we thought you were our buddy and you left the door open for us." He's like, "What the fuck would I do that?" Like, no,
Yeah.
it wasn't me.
Me? Cut to the beach. Sun's watching the fire. Jin joins her. They talk baby names. They mentioned importantly that Saeed and Desmond have been gone for 3 days. They were expecting some more progress here on the rescue front, them having had been gone so long. Chronological viewers would be hypothetically aware of and possibly confused by the fact that 3 days have not passed for Desmond and Saeed on the freighter.
Oh,
Due
sure.
to the time dilation. The island has experienced 3 days. They've only experienced like a day and a half or something like that. So
That's not the only dilation in this episode.
There we go. Your time is dilated 3 centimeters.
cut to a flash forward.
Yeah.
Here in season 4, we know that when we're not in the present, we're flashing forward.
4 for 4 word.
Yeah.
Exactly.
5 for 5 ways.
It's 5 ways.
That is what season 5 feels like.
Oh,
Yeah.
the flash 5 ways. Why haven't we been doing that the whole time? Damn
All
it.
right, hey, let's go back like the last year and a half.
Yeah.
And we're gonna re-record everything.
Oh God. Okay. Flash forward. Sun is at a hotel packing a bag, watching expose.
Yeah.
She has a sudden pain, pretty bad, and she calls emergency services. She's like, "Hey, I'm in trouble. I'm pregnant.
Something's wrong.
Something's wrong with my baby." Lost card comes through, and we continue in flash
Yep.
forward.
Yeah. Okay. How do we want to handle this?
It's not a flash forward.
Right, but it's played off like it is.
It's set up to look like a flash forward. It is a flashback.
Right.
There are some pretty obvious clues in there, even if you're like half paying attention. But yeah, it's set up to seem as though it is the same time period. All 6 of the Oceanic 6 have not yet been revealed. It is plausible Jin could be one of them.
Yeah, because later on, when she's being admitted to the hospital, it's like, oh, this is one of the Oceanic 6.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Yep. But yeah, so it's a flashback. I don't think they're trying to keep it that secret because, like I said, again, there are a couple of relatively obvious clues in there that I picked up on. I don't know if you guys caught them or not.
Nope.
Well, I remembered this episode as I was watching it. This one was sparking a lot of memories for sure.
Okay.
So I remembered what was happening.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but there are definitely a couple clues, especially the way that he acts, the way that he's dressed and stuff like that for sure. So.
Yeah, you'd be hard pressed to think that Jin, a guy who's wealthy or has like a well-to-do job, would be wearing like an old suit to work.
Is it an old suit? That looks like my suit.
In this scene, he runs into a toy store to shop for a toy panda. He comes in a hurry. Quick! I need a panda. It's for a baby.
Oh, it's for a baby.
Right this way, sir. Gives him this big, huge panda. It's adorable.
It's like comically large too.
Yeah.
Like, love that.
Yeah.
It's it's really cute seeing like it seems to be this harried father on his way to the hospital. His wife just went into labor. He needs to get a toy for the newborn.
Gotta be there.
Yep. Cut back to the beach. Kate and Jack return from Locke's camp.
T to J.
Oh, shit.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, no, I did write it down. It's on the other page. Yeah, 9 minutes, 55 seconds.
There's like a background cut of him like in the background.
Yeah.
And then they go over and talk to him
Yeah,
or whatever.
8:41. Adam, I don't know if you're keeping track. It's 8:41 if you're trying to do some stats.
Okay.
I mean, the people demand accuracy.
This is
on
true. This is true. And that's totally... well, I'm going to say it's 40% my fault for not paying attention a little bit closer and 60% Matthew Fox's fault for disappearing into the background.
Well, we could also blame the writers.
We'll also give some blame to, Kitsis and Horowitz and the creators of Lost at Large.
There was something about, like, in this scene with Charlotte and something with a nerve gas, or is that later?
Oh, yeah, they were like, we shut off the nerve gas factory?
Yep.
Is that this scene?
Yep.
I didn't even write that down.
Because Kate like comes back to talk to Sun. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She kind of starts Sun on the whole path of wanting to leave and not trusting these people.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, because they don't seem interested in saving any of the survivors. They're there for ulterior motives.
Yeah.
This entire island is just weapons of mass destruction strewn about.
Yeah.
This is honestly what we should have invaded in 2003.
Yeah. Yeah.
We only sent 44 people. We should have sent the entire tip of the spear.
Now watch this drive.
There we go.
I was going to say, do you guys remember, y'all have seen Die Hard 3, right?
Sure.
Yeah, of course.
I just wrote down for this scene when, like, they're talking about all this shit, like, she hit me and there's a nerve gas factory and there's a fight and a brownie points or whatever. Samuel L. Jackson's just going, that's a white man with white problems. And, like, Sun and Jin are just like, what the fuck? Okay,
All
cool.
right.
We were just over here kicking it on the beach. Like,
talking about baby names.
right, exactly. Staring into the fire.
Okay. Cut to the freighter. A note slips through the door. Saeed speculates that it's Ben's spy.
Ooh.
We did find out that Ben has a spy on the freighter and it hasn't yet been revealed. The note just says in big block letters, don't trust the captain.
This room seems not terrible, right? Like, Desmond's in like a comfy bed.
Yeah.
There doesn't seem to be blood on the walls. Like, what's wrong with this room? Why do they have to go to
Exactly.
I think it's the infirmary, and that must be like why they leave them there until they can find them other places, because it's the only place with beds.
Until they can find them a room from Resident Evil for them to sleep in.
Yeah.
Cut to the beach. Sun talks to Daniel. She's like, hey, what's your fucking problem?
Why are you still wearing your tie?
Yeah.
Take your tie off.
It's like, my head will fall
My head will fall off if I take off my tie. not doing that. And she's like, what's the deal with the boat? Is it coming or what? And he's like, I don't know. I'm not in charge.
Right.
If it were up to me, yeah, the boat would be here. We'd all leave. This place sucks.
But he's very honest. He's like, yeah, I don't know. And that's another reason for her to be like, okay, this is fucking weird.
Yeah. These people are here. Why would anybody come here if they're not going to rescue us? They got other shit going on. All right. Well, that settles it. She doesn't want to hang out. We cut over to the kitchen. Jack and Jin talk about Jin's English. Jin's like, could you pass the cereal? And he's like, that's really, really good. And he's like, thanks.
The Jack scenes of this episode are just so fucking. God. What is going on?
Yeah. Sun comes over. She tells Jin that she's like, get some food, get your shit.
We're out of here in 20 minutes. And that's actually a reasonable 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's not a bad amount of time to get your things. Because, you got to bug out.
Isn't this when there's he checks in on her, like he's her doctor a little bit?
Yeah, Jack's like,
just absolutely terribly, absolute terrible doctoring all around.
How are you feeling? Fine. Thank you for asking. See you later.
Yeah. He's so awkward.
Yeah. He's like, dude, you're not an obstetrician. Like, I know you're the resident medical well, you were the resident medical expert. Now that we have a highly qualified woman fertility specialist here, you're like night shift. All right. If we have any baby questions, we'll talk to Juliet. You go make your cereal and see you later.
But also talking to Juliet, real bummer.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. Juliet catches Sun preparing to take off, grabbing some stuff. She's like, hey, I need some prenatal vitamins. She's like, I gave you enough to last for a while. Why do you need more? And she's like, what's with the third debris? Like, let me get out of here.
Right. Could have just made up any old Bernard ate them all thinking they were his heart medication.
Since when do doctors give a shit about how much drugs they prescribe people?
Right, yeah.
Fucking leave me alone.
Purdue cut you off or what?
Yeah, exactly. What, you're not making a fucking cut?
Not getting your kickback now that we're on the island? Juliet tries to convince her to stay, but Sun doesn't trust her, and she tells her as much.
Also, Juliet's all beat up. Do we know? I don't think we know.
Must have happened at the nerve gas factory.
Absolutely did.
Ever since we had the Luke Scorchio episode, I'm looking at what we're putting our guests through in a whole different light. Here we are. This is does Sun want to go to the hospital or an at-home water birth episode? And we're like, yeah, but wait till we get to the fucking nerve gas episode. And Jake's like, wait, what the fuck? I got the fucking water birth episode?
No, it's okay. I understand what I'm here for. I have some expertise, so.
You do.
The nuclear bomb, appendectomy, water birth, and nerve gas is coming up, so looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Lost is a crazy show, guys.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, it's got a lot going on. I can see why it was so popular. A little something for everybody. Cut to a flash forward. Sun's baby is in distress. Oh, and then he's like, "Here, let me. Your regular doctor's playing golf. I'm filling in because you're early. It's early, like a couple weeks, whatever.
It's not dangerous early, but it's just not scheduled.
Unexpected. Yep. So he's like, have some pain medicine because you're in pain. We're gonna have to chill you out. Jabs her, and she's like, get my husband. As she starts to get loopy from the pain medicine, she's like,
yeah. Which again, misdirect.
Yeah.
Got it. Got it.
Cut to flash forwards.
My favorite scene in the episode.
/flashback.
Jin's trying to get across town. I gotta get it. There's a woman with a baby. There's a baby that's being delivered. I gotta get this panda to the baby. And guy on a motorbike hits his phone out of his hand. He gets run over by a car. He puts the panda in a cab. Guy gets in the cab. Yeah, get back here with my panda. It felt so like at baby's day out.
Yeah, totally.
Comedy of errors.
Yeah, for sure.
Runs after the cab. I'll hunt you down.
Yeah. I'll kill you.
It's kind of fun to get to see him to do something like this, though, because oftentimes in the show, especially when he's on the island, he just doesn't get to do anything kind of fun.
Yeah.
So
right.
It was good.
This scene, for me, this is the one that had the most clues that I recognize. His phone's very dated. There's no way it's a phone from 2007. Again, you would imagine he wouldn't be using dated technology for work or whatever. That, and when he goes back into the toy store, he's like, hey, Cab stole my panda. Need a new panda. He's like, that's the only panda. There's a panda right behind him. He's like, what about that panda right there? He's like, that's a pre-sold panda. Somebody already paid for that panda.
Panda's on layaway.
Yeah, no dice. How about I get you a dragon? A dragon is a very nice gift for a boy or a girl for the Year of the Dragon. Year of the Dragon is 2000.
Oh.
So it has to be 2000.
Look at you knowing the years. Good on you.
For whatever reason, the Year of the Dragon was a big deal for me in high school. Like
turn of the century.
And like bowling shirts with dragons on them were really big fashion. So like the thong song came out at that time, and so Cisco, Year of the Dragon, he had like something to do with the dragon.
Shout out to Cisco.
I'm not sure about that connection, but okay, I'll take your word for it.
He has a dragon. Like, I want to say his first album was called Enter the Dragon or something stupid. Anyway, the thong song was on it. It came out in 1999-ish. When he said it was the Year of the Dragon, I was like, aha, I got you.
Very good.
And then you stop the episode and play the thong song.
The
other thing is like they're pretty clearly not in the United States, Los Angeles, so they would have had to move back, which is possible.
Sure.
They could have gone back to Korea for sure.
Sure, yeah.
Like her doctor's Asian, so, it's not super obvious that they're still in LA or whatever when you're in the flash forward.
Yeah.
I really appreciated how real the store felt. It wasn't just like a small kiosk. It's a very deep store with a million tchotchkes all over. Like it's clearly like a real souvenir shop.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Jin buys the layaway panda for a lot of money. He's loaded. Yeah. And the guy's like, all right, well, I mean, it's just a panda. I'll ruin somebody else's day, but my day is made because look at this stack of cash.
Yeah, cash talks, baby.
Go to the jungle. Kate gives Sun and Jin directions to Locke's camp.
Written down.
It's a couple days over there. It's going to take you a little time to get there, but this is where it's at. Go check it out.
We get some real good island travel guide shit here. Like, okay, it takes a couple days to walk over there, and we're getting like, yeah, okay. It's almost like you guys have thought this out a little bit. Will it change later?
Yeah, right.
We'll see.
It'll take 2 days unless it needs to happen right now. Then you'll just be they're right there. You can see Locke from here.
Yeah, you can see their campfire. It's right over there.
He's waving. He's like, come on over.
Hey,
actually, their cemetery abuts right up to our cemetery. It's really convenient.
Juliet tries to stop them one more time. Comes over to say, hey, she's just going to get sick, and all of the horrible baby shit that I witnessed as the island's resident fertility specialist, that's what she's going to go through. You don't want to be with Locke. You got to get on the boat with us. Jin's like, nah. And Sun's like, nah. And as they're walking away, she's like, Sun had an affair.
That was a low blow.
Yeah.
But he definitely didn't know.
Yeah.
Because of his reaction.
That would have been funny if he did. She slept with Jay Lee. She's having another man's baby. He's like, yeah, I know.
We've been over this. We've been going to counseling. It's fine.
Yeah, he puts his hand around Kate's waist and he's like, oh, we're open.
We're actually a polygon. Or whatever the fuck people
We're a polygon.
A polygon. Now I'm just thinking about the Laura Croft titties.
Sun slaps Juliet right in her bruise. And Jin walks back to camp. He does not go to Locke's place. He goes home. Cut to the beach. Jin grabs his fishing stuff. He's just gonna fish it out.
This scene's so good. I love this scene so much.
And I don't blame him. You gotta want to take your mind off of it, do a little thinking, grab the rod, grab the net, go spend a little time by yourself.
Gotta process.
Or take your best buddy Bernard along.
Hell yeah. Just a couple of bros.
They're like arguing. Sun like comes up to him and she's like, cut that, let me explain. And he's like, I don't want to talk to you. And then Bernard's like, hey man, you going fishing? Can I come?
I got a couple of cold Dharma beers. Let's go, buddy.
Yep. We got a sixer right here, buddy.
Yeah. And Jin's like, you know what? Hell yeah. I don't want to talk to you right now, son. I'm mad. I will. Let me cool down. He doesn't say any of this, but it's like, of course he's going to chill out. Like, this is new Jin. He's getting better.
Yes.
Every day.
Yes.
Yeah, him and Bernard grab this stuff and they go fishing.
He's got a hat that just says like Jacob loves me, fish fear me.
They go fishing. They get in the outrigger canoe. Like, we've only really ever seen Jin fish with a net in the tide pools
Yes,
and like
yes.
stuff like that. So it's like really fun to see the two of them sitting in the canoe with the fishing poles. You know, Jin's pouting. He's mad. And rightfully so. You know, nobody wants to hear that, you know, your old lady's stepping out on you. Like, that's, you know, their relationship has been fraught enough throughout time. You know, so he's bummed, and I think rightly so.
How did Juliet know? Just because of the research that the others did on all the people that crashed or whatever? I can't remember.
Juliet took Sun to the staff to do like an ultrasound and find out the date of conception and all that.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And I think Sun told her. She's like, I had sex with another man.
We need to look at the size of the baby, and we can tell roughly how far back you got pregnant. So if it was like 8-ish weeks,
Then it was Jay Lee. If it was 4 weeks, it's
yeah, whatever.
That's true. Yeah, and I mean, honestly, having gone through this myself, this is something they do make you stand up there and swear on a Bible.
Yeah.
In front of your partner, and it can get awkward, honestly. But you have to tell the truth, and you know it just is. It's best for the baby. So
Does it have to be a Bible, or can you pick any book like a senator?
yeah, no, I picked The Joy of Sex, so which was a little bit of a tip off. So I don't know.
Ew. Bernard tells Jin a little story about Rose. Like, Rose was sick before they got to the island. She had cancer. We all know this. He tells him about how she's like feeling better and the island's a special place and all this stuff. And because of that, she didn't want to leave. She was like, let's stay here forever. And Bernard was totally down to do that. And then back at the beginning of the end, when the survivors factioned into Jack's camp and Locke's camp, they made a choice.
Mm-hmm.
Bernard was like, Jax represents rescue, Locke represents the island. Rose was like, Locke's a murderer.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd like to stay, but not if it means living with a murderer.
Right.
So let's go with Jack. Then he talks about karma and you know how kind of things, what comes around goes around kind of thing, and they catch a fish. They got a fish on. They reel him in, get the net, get this big fish, and Bernard says, "Look at that. That's karma, baby. We're the good guys. Something good happened to us."
Because there's never been an evil fisherman.
Cut to the freighter. Saeed and Desmond hear banging, and then Doctor comes in and says that the captain is ready to talk.
Doctor's a creep.
Doctor's a weirdo.
Yeah.
Real creep vibes.
Doctor's just also really like whatever about what's going on in this ship.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. His Hippocratic oath must have been like, do no harm or whatever. I don't care.
Yeah. If you got the time.
If it's on a boat, it's fine. Whatever.
This is international waters. They start heading out to find the captain, I guess. And when they're out on the deck, Desmond sees Regina. She's wrapped in chains, like fucking Marley and Marley over here.
Yep. I was gonna say Jacob Marley.
See, I was about to make a fucking Muppet Treasure Island reference with the Cabin Fever song.
See, that's a connection though, because the Muppets also did a Christmas Carol.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Everything comes back to the fucking Muppets, man.
Oh, wait. Lost, but it's Muppets.
Yes.
Who's the one human?
John Locke.
And T-Bone. Terry O'Quinn is the human and everybody else is a Muppet.
Yeah.
I desperately want it to be Jack still.
Yeah,
So that
that'd be good.
you can see even more how fucking insane he is in seasons 1, 2, and 3.
Shrieking at puppets. Like,
Right, yeah. Okay, so Sam Eagle is John Locke, right? Like,
Yeah, probably.
Yep.
Yeah. Who's Animal?
Charlie.
yeah. Oh my god.
Hurley is Rolf the dog.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's good.
Kate's Miss Piggy.
Ben could be the human too.
Oh, that'd be pretty good. Yeah, Ben
Ben
is the human.
Skeeter.
Just a Muppet just beating the shit out of him.
Regina jumps off the boat.
Yeah, just gone. Desmond and Saeed are like, hey, what the fuck? And Doctor's like, I don't give a shit. Captain's like, who gives a fuck? She's gone. We gotta talk about all the deckhand
Yeah.
are just like, man, whatever, man. Fucking, I gotta tie knots in this rope or something.
Whatever you say, sir. Aye, aye. Chain of command. Well, chain of command's gone. Regina jumps off the ship with it.
I'm gonna come.
Yeah, Galt says, don't bother. She's already dead. And it's like, she might still be alive. I don't know.
Whatever.
She's definitely going to die if nobody helps. And they're like, we're not helping. All right.
She has island sickness. Like, we got nothing.
There's a commercial. We continue us into the freighter. Galt is like, some of the crew is getting what I would like to describe as heightened cabin fever. And that's what happens. They jump off the boat in chains. Their brain leaks out of their head like Minkowski. They probably shoot themselves in the head in a room downstairs.
That you're going to be in soon?
He's like, don't worry about it. We'll figure it out. Besides, Desmond, someone was like, why aren't we going to the island to rescue everybody? Galt's like, engine's broke. Somebody broke it. It's broke. We're trying to fix it. That's what we're spending all our time doing. We don't have time to rescue people. Either my own crew or your friends, because we're fixing the engine. All hands on engine. He's like, but I got something to show you. Check this out. Boom. Black box. And I was wondering at this point, why don't they just make the whole plane out of the black box?
So just... Hi, folks. This is your co-host, JP. Adam and I play this video game called Helldivers.
Mm-hmm.
And in this video game, there's a mission where you have to get a black box. And you have to do it all the
objective
time.
is to secure the black box.
It's just secure the black box, right? And every time we do that, which is at least several times a week, Adam makes that same joke. And I get angrier and he laughs more and more. And that's it.
I don't
That's
know.
your content.
I don't know whose side to be on it.
Right.
It's a tough one.
It's a great bit. I'm so mad about it.
Galt's like, I work for a dude named Charles Widmore, and he got this, and he spared no expense because it was at the bottom of the ocean or whatever.
And Desmond is like,
who? Excuse me? Did you just say Charles motherfucking Widmore, my mortal enemy? Did you happen to see his daughter?
Yeah.
Then Galt's like, our real mission is to pick up Ben Linus. So like, that's what we're here for. We got to get Ben. Anything else is superfluous. If we can rescue you, we will. But Ben's the thing that's happening.
We're not going to wait for you guys once we got Ben.
Yeah. Go to the beach. Juliet comes over to Sun and apologizes. She's like, hey, sorry I did that. That was shitty of me. But this is what's going to happen to you. And she rattles off in detail all of the stuff that's hypothetically going to happen to Sun because it happened to the other women. And she witnessed it, and she feels very responsible because she's a fertility expert. And she was hoping to be able to figure out why this is happening.
Right. We established she's seen this happen to a lot of women.
Yeah. And she doesn't know how to fix it. That's why she wants to get her off the island. Flash forward. Sun tries to wait for Jin because she's on pain medication. So she's like, she's trying to wait for Jin. She sees a man in the hallway. It's like, oh, there he is. And it's just some dude. Doesn't the doctor say that he has to perform a C-section?
Yeah.
He does, yeah. And then like 1 second later, he's like, oh, never mind.
Yeah. It's like, oh, wait. I thought that was real weird.
Yeah, I thought that was weird too.
Apparently, if you just wait it out, it'll be okay.
The doctor from the others camp from a few episodes ago when
the fucking medical intern,
yeah.
I don't know, man. Doctors on this show, they're not sending their best. Let's just say
They're not.
There's only one good one. Half of them are drunk. one of them's a sex pest, and one of them is a perfect angel. It's a girl. Looks happy and healthy. Whatever. It's all great.
So a couple baby things.
Yeah.
They gave it to her real grimed up.
Yeah.
I was going to say that baby had all kinds of scum on it.
Yeah. They do not usually do that, in my experience. They usually take her off, put the baby on a little cart, do some, couple little tests, get its lungs going good, give it a quick wipe down before they give it to you. But I don't know. Maybe they do things differently in LA. I don't know.
Cut to the freighter. The doctor takes Saeed and Dez to their new digs. They're like, room just freed up. And they're like, oh, Regina's room? Cool. And they're like, nah, different room. I'm sure it's clean by now. Check it out. It's like a dungeon. It looks like a dungeon. It straight up looks like a dungeon. There's a blood stain on the wall, like blood dripping. It looks wet still, rusty, damp room.
It looks like a Fallout room for sure.
Yeah.
You walk into.
You're gonna find a fucking rat away and a skeleton in
a environmental storytelling skeleton
in a jumpsuit and a tape that was just like, I tried to inject rat away into my dick to see if it would make my cancer go away. I feel great. Journal day 2. My fingers fell off.
I was waiting for them to see like the cockroaches and be like, ugh. And then the blood stain, and the doctor's like, oh, I told him to clean that up. And then they pan over and the body's still there too. Like, oh, well,
Guess we know what happened to Minkowski. So he's like, I'm really sorry. This was supposed to be cleaned up. Hey, Kevin Johnson. Kevin Johnson's down the hallway, mopping the other end of the hallway. Eavesdropping, not actually mopping, just eavesdropping.
Nope.
And the doctor's like, get over here and clean this room up. And he's like, you weren't supposed to see me. I gotta go mop elsewhere.
Yeah, I gotta go up on deck for something.
Yeah, and he's like, no, clean up the roaches, clean up the blood, get the body out of here. Now, I give the orders around here. You're the deckhand, I'm the doctor.
We have guests.
So Kevin Johnson starts wheeling the mop bucket down the hall. He's in shadow. It was obviously Harold Perrineau's voice earlier.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, they really draw it out.
And then he comes out of the shadow, and it's Michael. Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit.
And then they have like very awkward, I'm Kevin Johnson. Nice to meet you. I am Saeed. Person I've never met before. And the doctor, who's probably about to have cabin sickness himself, is like,
Desmond's like, I don't know this fucking guy. Cut to the beach. Jin brings Sun dinner. Jin forgives Sun. She wants to explain, and he's like, look,
I was kind of an asshole.
I was a shitty guy. Like, it makes sense that you were sleeping around on me and that you wanted to leave me. Like, I was a bad dude, and I'm doing my best to make it better. Like, I've got nobody to blame for your affair but myself. You don't have to apologize to me. I apologize to you for being such a shithead for so long, driving us to that point, you know?
That's how I know it's a television show. No argument ever goes over that smooth.
Yeah, not in one day. Not that kind of argument.
Yeah, like I buy them reconciling, but not like over the course of like a 3-hour fishing trip with Bernard.
Hey man, just goes to show the power of fishing.
Yeah.
Being with your boys.
Yeah, that's right.
Fucking, I mean, in that fishing scene, Bernard's like, we're the only two married men on the island, huh? And he points to his wedding ring, and Jin points to his. He's like, oh no, we're not married. It's like, Bernard.
That's not.
Yeah.
I love Bernard.
It's pretty great.
Sun has decided to stay with Jack and wait for rescue. She's like, we don't have to go to Locke's camp. Juliet made a pretty convincing argument. Apparently, I'm going to turn inside out, and so I don't want to do that.
Yeah, this isn't an Eve 6 song.
Cut to the last flashback of the episode. Jin arrives at the hospital with the panda. He comes running in. Where's the baby happening? I need to go. And he's like, it's over there. Knocks on the door. He's like, hey, I got a present for the ambassador on behalf of Paik Industries. We hope that the ambassador is happy to be a grandfather. Congratulations, Panda. And the guy's like, hell yeah, dude. This is going to grease some fucking wheels. It's exactly what he was asking for. Big panda, comically oversized panda, delivered the instant his grandchild was born.
Huge.
Paik Industries is going to get whatever it wants.
Was anyone else expecting the panda to have a bomb in it?
Oh,
I was like, the only reason he's going this hard is because this is like an assassination attempt. I was like, damn, she's about to kill a newborn? That's fucking rough.
Fucked up. He takes a deep breath and starts walking back out of the hospital. And the little lady's like, oh, you're not staying? And he's like, it's not my baby. Don't rush me. I've only been married 2 months. We know how this works. There's a flashback. Just in case you didn't catch on earlier.
Yeah. Oh, is that? Oh, shit. Really? Oh, my God. That's fucking crazy.
What?
Honestly, because I had to reorganize all the ball bearings that make up my brain for a second. I was like, wait, huh? But then I remembered we're watching this show out of order. And then I sort of like everything came together very Usual Suspect style about 45 seconds after he said that.
Sure. Then we cut to a flash forward. It's the same hotel room from earlier. There's a knock at the door, and it's Hugo.
Hell yeah, it is.
So we know that Hugo's one of the Oceanic Six. We already knew that chronologically. He's like one of the first ones to be revealed. He comes in, gives her a hug. They're happy to see each other, and they see the baby. He's like, oh my God, it looks just like Jin. I was like, no, it looks just like a baby.
Right.
Crazy.
Yeah, whenever people say that, it's funny to me.
Like, but once he gets older, it starts to look like a person, sure, but right now it looks like a baby.
Yep.
Like, maybe I'm saying this as a bachelor, somebody who isn't that interested in infants in general, but like, that's a baby. That baby, you know who that baby looks like? The other babies. Doesn't look like his dad.
To be fair, you know, Hurley's had to do a lot of growing. Maybe he just meant Korean. He's like, well, it could have looked like Michael, so.
Ooh, shit. Kevin Johnson?
Yeah, Kevin Johnson.
I named the baby Ji Yeon. It's Chinese, or it's Korean for Kevin Johnson.
Walt.
Hugo says, well, I guess we should go to the thing. And he escorts Sun and Ji Yeon to Jin's grave. Asked, like, was anybody else coming? No, why would they? Everything's weird. They're sitting there. The date on Jin's grave is the day of the crash.
Yeah.
Whatever, September 22, 2004, whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. That lines up with the lie. She talks to the grave. She has a nice little moment.
Because she thinks he's actually dead, right?
Right.
Yeah.
She thought he exploded on the freighter.
Yeah, I was going to say, at this point, the audience, the chronological audience doesn't know this.
Doesn't know.
She
Right.
saw the freighter explode. And so unlike
Right.
everybody who is on the island who might still be alive, she's under the impression that Jin is actually dead.
Right, right.
But she doesn't know that he's explosion proof. He can't be killed by conventional weapons.
Abs of steel, baby. He's been on that Bowflex.
Lost. Ji-yeon. There we go. Did we like it? Was it good? That's the first question up here at the end of the show. You can like something that sucks. You can hate something that rules. Jake, why don't you kick it off?
Yeah, no, I think it's a good episode for sure. I was excited to see that it was a Sun and Jin episode. Just in terms of the podcast, I was like, not so many jokey jokes about this one, but that's okay. The shtick doesn't always have to be here. I think it's a good episode. It's a little disjointed going between the freighter and between the flash forward story and everything. Mm-hmm. Feels like everything could have maybe used another scene or two, kind of on both sides of those storylines. But yeah, no, I definitely enjoyed it. It didn't feel long. The reveals when I remember watching the show live were definitely hit pretty good, as opposed to obviously watching it the way we're watching it or whatever. So
cool. Yeah. JP?
Yeah, this one's kind of a meh for me. There were definitely parts that I very much did enjoy. I thought that the misdirect with the flashback was I don't know. If you were watching it chronologically for the first time, it was probably good. I think it's lost on us. I felt very similar to this that I did with like DOC though, where I'm like, at the end of the day, it's that Sun wants to leave as opposed to staying on the island. I need more bones to it.
Okay.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I found the freighter stuff pretty interesting. So yeah, I'll give it. It's like a solid B.
Okay.
Adam?
Yeah, I'd be like right around that range too, a little bit better than average. Jake, I agree with you that I think it's a little undercooked. It could use a little bit more just like story in places just to flesh things out a little bit stronger. But I thought there was some good character stuff, not only between Jin and Sun, but Jin and Bernard and Juliet and Sun. And
I think the end with Hurley is really nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think back in the day, the reveal of it being a flash forward and a flashback together is better than it was now. Still an interesting, cool, like interesting idea to do. For the writers to do, keep the audience on their toes. Think you got it all figured out. Keep the mystery alive. I thought the stuff that was happening on the freighter was good for mystery purposes. So maybe just a little undercooked, but all in all, I had a good time.
All right. Well then, should we hand out some awards?
We should.
Yes.
Yeah, let's do it. The Lost MVP. Who's the best? Who's your favorite? Who's getting the gold star up on that pedestal today? Jake, you know how this works. Who is your Lost MVP?
I think it's going to be Bernard for just, being a chill bro, going fishing with his bro, and just really, really picking him up when he needed a little bit.
Yeah.
Nice. JP?
I'm going to give it to Hurley. The only one who showed up for Sun, after her kid is born, after everyone knows what she's been through. Mm-hmm. You guys got paid out by Oceanic, and you got free flying for life. Mm-hmm. You couldn't just get on the flight from LA to Korea? Come on.
Kate can't. She's not allowed to leave the state.
Oh, yeah.
Adam.
Yeah, I'm going to give it to Bernard, too. That scene was, for me, the heart of it. Sometimes that's what you need. It is the cure to male loneliness, just having a guy friend. Yeah. Actually, that's what the actual answer is.
Is the cure to male loneliness talking to your friend and a language neither of you understand.
So yeah, I'm gonna give it to Bernard. I really like it. I really dug that scene a lot.
All right. Bernard, and Hurley. So, the flip side of the coin, though. King suck a shit mountain. Who's out here fucking up? Who didn't we like? Who brought the episode down? Jake, you're lost forever.
It's not that she brought the episode down as much. It's that she went down to the bottom of the ocean. Old Jacob Marley herself can't read a book the right way. Don't remember her actual character's name.
Regina.
Lost forever because she literally is lost to us now.
Yeah.
At the bottom of the Mariana Trench or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
First on camera appearance, last on camera appearance. Thanks for coming out, Zoe Bell. Regina, we hardly knew you because you were in 3 episodes and all you did was talk on the radio. Nice. Cool. JP.
Captain Galt.
Captain Galt.
First of all, I hate the name. Second of all, people are just killing themselves. Doesn't give a shit. The boat in general looks like shit.
Yep.
And then there's just like gore detritus. Doesn't care about that. Can't be bothered. Just
where are your standards, bro?
Right.
How'd you become a captain?
Yeah.
of a vessel. You know?
Yeah.
What happens if the gales of November fucking come early? What are you gonna do, Cap?
Yeah.
What happens to God's love when the waves turn the minutes to hours?
Right.
Yeah.
How do you let the one thing that really moves the boat get sabotaged?
Right.
You dumb fuck.
You'd never be able to handle the big lake they call Gitchagumi. You know what I'm saying?
You had a squad of mercenaries on there. You could have posted a guard on the most important parts of the ship, like the radio and the engine, you fucking dork.
Also, in all of this, like, while you're trying to find the saboteur amongst, like, 12 people, you didn't find 900 pounds of C4?
Yep. Also, okay, so we're not supposed to trust him, but then kind of everything he says is true?
Yeah.
Like, what's that whole storyline? I don't get it.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, exactly. Adam.
The guy who steals Jin's cab. Stealing
that
cabs
guy.
is fucking lame, dude.
For real.
You suck.
Ugh.
I hate you. Like, every time it happens in a TV show or a movie, it's so annoying. The only time that a cab being stolen is good is when Dell steals the cab in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. That's it. That's the only good one. The rest of them all suck. I hate that guy stealing.
Didn't you notice the big fucking panda sitting right next to you? You think that might be a clue?
Yeah, it means that there is a person mid-embarkation. He's put his stuff in the cab, and now he's going to get in.
Right, like the guy you pushed out of the way.
Have a little self-awareness, man. But,
exactly.
We're all just trying to get someplace. Cool. All right, Regina, Captain Galt, cab stealer. You guys all suck.
Yeah, bye.
Oh, man. Jake.
Yes.
Thanks for joining us, man.
Yes. Thank you for having me back. It was fun.
Do you have anything you want to plug?
No, I don't want to plug anything. I feel like we would be remiss if we didn't give a quick shout out to, I mean, I know this comes out, weeks from now or whatever, but to Val Kilmer passing away today.
Oh, yeah.
Big ups to a great actor and somebody that JP is very familiar with from his collection of Heat DVDs and other
was he in Heat? I know him from Top Secret.
Jake, what's your favorite Val Kilmer role?
Oh, man. Well, I don't know. He's really good in Heat, honestly.
Yeah.
He is.
But it's kind of like a psychopath kind of bad guy. I mean, he's so good in Top Gun. Mm-hmm. I really like the Doors movie.
Oh, sure. Is Jim? Yeah.
I don't know. He's kind of just good in everything that he was in.
JP, is yours actually Heat?
Honestly, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang for me is like,
oh shit, that movie's so good.
Fucking good in that.
Yeah.
Like, and I mean, Tombstone's obviously.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Adam?
Yeah, I think it would have to be Gay Perry from Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. He steals every scene he's in.
He really does.
So good. Yeah, he's a truly talented, phenomenal actor. Went to Juilliard. Apparently kind of a pain in the ass behind the camera, but
hey,
that's showbiz, baby.
Yeah, that sure is.
I always think about the line, I need you to get some gloves. Gloves? Any specific kind? Yes. Fawn. Holy smokes. Adam.
Yeah.
What are we watching next time?
That's an excellent question. If you want to be lost with us, come on back in a couple of weeks. We're going to be talking about season 6, Episode 14, real close to the end. That's going to be the candidate. Centric characters Jack and Locke.
And Locke.
And coming full circle, arriving at the end prematurely. It's just 9 episodes from the end of the show. We will be talking about our final missing piece number 13. The actual chronological last missing piece. So it begins. Centric characters Jack, Christian, and Vincent. Vincent's a dog.
Yeah.
Yes.
Kim Davister's coming on back to chat the candidate with us.
Hell yeah.
We're going to subject her to a very sad episode.
Listen, we're going to 100% right now. Like, we're watching that and talking about that tomorrow.
Yeah.
I will forget between now and then to watch the missing pieces.
I will actually probably, as soon as we're done recording, have to turn the episode on because I have to go to the office tomorrow. So I'm going to have to watch it tonight.
Hell no.
Jake, thank you so much again for coming on the show.
Yes,
This has been an absolute pleasure this time and every time previous. Once we bring it around again to do something else, we're going to keep calling you because it's a pleasure to have you.
Perfect.
We need people that will entertain our buffoonery.
Oh, yes, of course.
Well, thank you, Jake. Thank you, Adam. And thank you out there, everyone, for tuning in to another episode of Lost on Lost.
I'm Adam.
And I'm JP.
Do you have any idea what's going on this episode? This show?
No.
Whatever? This podcast?
100 fucking episodes.
500 cigarettes.
Lost on Lost is produced and edited by me and JP.
We wish to acknowledge that we live, work, and produce our show on occupied land.
Burbank, California is located on the traditional tribal lands of the Tongva, Chumash, Kizh, and Fernandino Tataviam peoples.
Milwaukee, Wisconsin is located on the traditional tribal lands of the Peoria, Potawatomi, Miama, and Ho-Chunk peoples.
And Lost was produced in Hawaii on the lands of the Kanaka Maoli.
Visit native-land.ca to learn more about the land you live and work on.
You can engage with us on IG, Facebook, and Twitter at Lost on Lost 1.
You can also email us at wearelostonlost@gmail.com or support us with dollar monies at coffee.com/wearelostonlost.
Thanks to Lostpedia and its community of contributors, Danny Schmitz, random.org, and as always, you the listeners for tuning in.
We're hosted at Podbean. You can hear us there or wherever you get your podcasts, except MySpace. We're not on MySpace.
Yet.